What's up, my peoples? Welcome to episode 2 of Not Your Average Wrestling Podcast, hosted by your boy, the Wildcat, J. Troy. And what a week we had in wrestling. We had returns. We had releases. We had Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's back. He's not retired. We had so much going on. We had Roman Reigns back. But before we get into those returns, what happened on both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, I want to speak about what happened since the last show up until Monday Night Raw, which was the releases and everything. So I want to talk about the release of Arn Anderson, Tye Dillenger, Hideo Itami, and TJP. Now, all 4 of these men have been released. Arn Anderson actually was fired. A lot of these men, I do believe, they were saying that they was released, but I'm taking it more as a firing because, you know, when WWE release people, they wish them well in their future endeavors, and that didn't happen. So as far as Arn Anderson, this is what I heard. Arn Anderson and Vince McMahon got into a screaming match at a live event, and Vince McMahon and Arn Anderson, I heard that this was very nasty. Very, very nasty. And I do believe Arn Anderson left the arena. It was just nasty. So that led to him being fired. Now, I don't know where Arn Anderson's going to end up. I do see Arn Anderson going to AEW, helping out Cody Rhodes, working production over there, being an agent, being somebody for AEW. I definitely do see that. And I want to speak on AEW after I talk about these releases, because these wrestling fans, I love y'all to death, but y'all starting to annoy me with this AEW talk. But Tye Dillenger, I want to talk about Tye Dillenger. Somebody who was used well in NXT, was over as hell at NXT. And we figured that, you know, when Tye Dillenger comes to the main roster, he was going to be used. At least I didn't see him as maybe like a main event person, but I did see him as like a good mid-carder level superstar with the whole 10 thing. He was over like crazy. And I do believe Tye Dillenger could have gotten over the main roster if they used him right. Hideo Itami, he was released, he actually was released a few weeks ago. And actually it was after the Royal Rumble. He took the hit at the Royal Rumble, and that was his last match for the Cruiserweight Championship. I do believe it was Buddy Murphy pinning him for the Cruiserweight Championship. It was that big fatal 4-way match, which was a solid match. Hideo Itami is a sad case because when NXT first got off the ground, he was the first ever big signee. You know, when NXT now, we're just used to who are they going to sign next. But Hideo Itami was the very first person that they signed. And it was a big deal. Everybody loved Kenta and everything. I didn't know who he was. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know who Kenta was until he came to NXT. Now, maybe like the first couple weeks, I was intrigued with him. But after a while, I was never a real Hideo Itami fan. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that I didn't watch him as Kenta. But I feel like Hideo Itami me personally, I just felt like he just did nothing for me. But at the same time, I felt like he could have been used a little bit better. Don't let my judgment, I'm not one of those fans that just because I don't like them or whatever, that doesn't, you know, it doesn't determine how I should feel like they should be used. He was a solid worker, but he still never really did anything for me personally, watching as a viewer. So he actually is released, and I do see him going back to New Japan. I don't see him going to AEW. So chill out with the AEW talks. I do see him going back to New Japan or Ring of Honor preferably New Japan, before he would either talk about he would talk about AEW. As far as who's the last person, TJP, I don't see TJP going to AEW. I see TJP going to Ring of Honor. I see him maybe returning to Impact Wrestling, helping him out over there. But I don't see TJP going to AEW. Now, those are some releases that happened over the weekend. Now, I might be wrong where they end up. Now, I don't see all of them. I see at least 2 of these people going to AEW, and that's Arn Anderson and that's Tye Dillenger. Tye Dillenger, I just hope wherever he goes, he gets used the proper way. And Cody Rhodes is actually a fan of Tye Dillenger. He's willing to help him out. He's willing to help him out with everything. And so it's looking like Tye Dillenger might be AEW bound. Now, I want to talk about AEW because the wrestling fans today. Now, I'm excited about AEW. Yes, it's something fresh. It's something new in the professional wrestling world. These Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, they are planning to go on head-to-head with Vince just like the old school WCW days. Yes, I'm excited. Yes, we do need a war. Yes, we need something like this to challenge Vince to make the product better. I agree. But let's not forget, they have yet to have a show yet. We don't know how the company is ran. I'm excited for it, but we still don't know. We haven't had a show yet. We don't know how this company is going to be ran yet. It could be just another Ring of Honor or New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, they do have some solid stars behind them, but they don't have that one big megastar yet. There's no shade to Chris Jericho. He is their biggest star that they have signed. But we need a mega star. They don't have no mega stars yet. You remember back in the day when WCW, they did have the Ric Flair. They did have, it was like Vader and people like that and Sting. But when Hulk Hogan came, that was a whole big thing for WCW. That was a whole thing. My thing is with AEW, this is my big beef with AEW. No, the AEW fans. If somebody sneezes wrong in the WWE, they were like, oh, yo, they're going to AEW. If Vince booked somebody wrong, AEW's going to treat them right. How do you know that? How do you know what AEW is going to do if you haven't seen a show yet? If you haven't seen a show yet, we don't know. And how many more people is AEW going to sign before they're going to close their doors on people and be like, no, I'm sorry, we can't sign you maybe another year or two? Everybody can't go to AEW. Everybody cannot go to AEW. It's and another thing, all your favorites who do go to AEW, they will not be getting pushed. Everybody can't get pushed. Just like what Jericho said years ago. Remember when the horsewomen came up on the main roster and everybody wanted certain people to get pushed and it was only pushing Charlotte. Well, actually, you know what? They tried to push all of the women at the same time. And Jericho was like, you can't push everybody at the same time, which is true. Just because they're getting signed with AEW, that don't mean that they're going to be at the top of the food chain. Everybody's not going to be getting pushed. You can't push everybody to get over. That's when 50-50 booking, that's what WWE is suffering now. 50-50 booking is not creating characters. You can't push everybody at the same time. Just because they're going to AEW and they have creative freedom, that doesn't mean that these people are going to be huge stars. We don't know how the company's going to get ran yet. And let's not forget, just because AEW here, let's not forget about the other promotions that we got out there. New Japan, ROH, Impact Wrestling. We can't forget about those. Just like I said from the beginning, I'm excited for AEW. I can't wait because somebody do need to challenge Vince. We need competition. We need another war to make pro wrestling great and cool again. Okay? So that's what I got to say about the whole AEW thing. Because the fans, if somebody sneezes wrong, go to AEW. Or I see that GIF with the Cody Rhodes, with somebody putting his head in towards his ear, then it zooms in to Cody Rhodes. I'm tired of seeing that GIF every time somebody talks about somebody being upset with their position in the company. Everybody can't get pushed. And how many more people in AEW are they going to sign? Yes, they have the money, but how many more people are they going to sign? Everybody can't get pushed at the end of the day. That's all I got to say. So let's get into Monday Night Raw, because Monday Night Raw, that was a great show. And I don't know if it was because of Bruce Pritchard. He is head of creative backstage. And it looked like two different shows for both Raw and SmackDown. It looked like two different shows out there. And I'm going to start with Monday Night Raw because it's only right. We start off with the big dog, Michael Cole. We start off with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is back. He is back, baby. So he comes out. Roman is looking great. He's looking healthy. He's looking a little bit leaner, but it's working. I kind of like Roman this size, okay? I like the leaner, slimmer Roman. It's good. He don't have to be crazy muscular. I think he lost maybe about like 15 to 20 pounds. He looks great. The man looks great. He looks like he'll be able to move better and everything. Not like he had problems moving before, but I feel like this size Roman Reigns, he's going to be moving well. And that leads into what good news he said. The man is in remission, so we're gonna clap it up for the big dog Roman Reigns, who fought, battled, conquered, overcame cancer once again. His second round of leukemia. Not too many people can say that. It's hard getting over cancer, period. Leukemia is a very serious, all cancers are serious, but this is a blood cancer, which is very extremely deadly. And a lot of people don't even make it out the first round. He made it, he conquered cancer twice. It's in remission now. Now, the only thing about cancer is that, yeah, it's in remission, it can come back. That's the only sad thing about it. But I feel like hopefully it doesn't come back anytime soon or like ever for Roman Reigns. I just want this man to be healthy. It's good that the big dog is back. He's going to be penciled in for WrestleMania. The question is, how is WWE going to pencil this man in? And you can tell by, it was Joe out there giving this promo. It wasn't Roman Reigns, although he said the big dog is back. But it's still, at the end of the day, Roman Reigns came out later in the night. But the man in the ring was Joe. That was the man. You can tell he was just so excited to be back, to do his poses and just interact with the crowd. I'm just glad that nobody was really booing him. It was just so great seeing this man like in the ring, man. And I'm gonna be honest, I was one of those people that did not like Roman Reigns at first. I was a Roman hater. Because I just wasn't a fan of how he was getting pushed and also booked. But listen, before he left, I sort of swept that under the rug. I sort of gave Roman Reigns a second chance, and I was starting to get behind the big dog, especially after he beat Brock Lesnar and ended that reign of terror for the Universal Championship. But this time around, I feel like it's going to be different booking wise for Roman Reigns. I feel like he's not going to be, I feel like he's going to be used, but they're not going to shove him down our throats like how it was before. I feel like WWE is going to use Roman right this next time because they are going to be using him, especially a lot more, especially when they talk about cancer and everything. He's going to be the spokesperson for the cancer, all that, the Susan G. Komen stuff. Expect to see a lot of Roman Reigns when we talk about the different types of cancer and everything. And yeah, so the big dog is back. Seth comes out after he does the promo. They join each other on stage. Now everybody was talking about where was Dean at? Where was Dean Ambrose? And that was what I was asking for. Because when Roman Reigns left, they all had that pose on the stage, and all of them was upset. Now it was only fitting that after Seth came out, that Dean came out. Now, I heard from backstage, it was actually Dean Ambrose's decision not to go on the stage and join them for reasons, I think it was personal. It was Dean Ambrose's decision. I feel like it was only fitting that he felt that it was right to not go on stage, even though it would have been a great visual to have these two happy, because the last time we saw them on stage together, they was all sad. So that was my thing with that. So we go into the first match of the night. And this is where you're going to hear me black, okay? Be like, black. No pun intended. No pun intended to one of the men that's in this ring, in this match. Aleister Black and Ricochet versus The Revival. It was a pre-match assault by The Revival, of course. But in the long run, Aleister Black and Ricochet win. So this is where I'm going with this. Why is the Revival losing matches? 2 weeks. They've been the Raw Tag Team Champions, and they have nothing to show for it. You could have picked any team backstage to go against Aleister Black and Ricochet, the Ascension, the B Team. So many different people you can use. Hell, you can get Johnny Joe, the jobber from down the street, to get in this match. Why are y'all continuously burying the Revival? They have just became the Raw Tag Team Champions. How are you going to build prestige on this belt? How are you going to build the Revival, your champions, if you're just going to keep burying them week in and week out? They have yet to win a match on WWE television. after they won these championships. When is it going to stop? When is the Revival going to get pushed? When are they going to get used right? Now, we figured when they won the championships after that millionth attempt of trying to become champion, that they was going to finally get used right. But no, WWE did it once again, and they did not they did not use the Revival right, and they're losing. Now, it's great for Aleister Black and Ricochet, which I still don't understand why these two are a tag team. They should be doing singles matches. But okay, if you're going to pair these two together to try to get them both over at the same time with the crowd, okay, let's just roll with that. But why are you using the tag team champions to lose every week? They need victories. They need wins. Why are you wasting the Revival? Why? This is BS. This is crap, man. People like this should not be losing. The Revival, Elias, should not be losing matches. Pointless matches at that. Matches that you shouldn't even be in. You can have the Revival against Johnny Joe, the wrestler from down the street, and Cheesehead Charlie. Shout out to BC Amplify. And Cheesehead Charlie. You can have them go against the Revival. Anything. But the Revival should be getting wins, not losses. Every week, it's the same crap, man. This booking of the Revival, man, it just pisses me off, man. It just pisses me off so much. So, after that, we go to Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is being interviewed by, I think it was Kayla. No, I think Dasha Fuentes. That's the chick that's on SmackDown. But so he's getting interviewed by Baron. No, she's interviewing Baron Corbin about Roman Reigns and saying how Baron Corbin had said something about Roman Reigns after he left or whatever. So it's looking like they're trying to build a mini rivalry for Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin at I hope it's not at WrestleMania, but they're trying to fit Roman Reigns in with the WrestleMania plans. I don't think that he's going to be fit in a big marquee match because everything is pretty much set in stone, but he will have a match, and it's looking like it might be Baron Corbin if they can build this up. I remember when Baron Corbin was first in NXT and he had the long hair and everything. He was the lone wolf. You know, he was a good-looking guy and all this stuff. And a lot of people were saying, like, you know, I would love to see him go against Roman Reigns. He's the NXT version of Roman Reigns. And don't front like you did not, like you was one of those people that did not say it. When he had that look, he had the long hair, he had the vest, he looked like the NXT version of Roman Reigns. A lot of people, when you mention that now, they be like, no, I ain't say that. But I remember these the same people that used to say this stuff, and now they want to say like, no, because of Baron Corbin, how he looks now, how he's booked now. He was booked unstoppable in NXT. And like around that time, it was just like Roman Reigns was getting over. He was doing his singles run. And it was just like, yeah, it would be cool to see these two go against each other one-on-one in a rivalry. Now, Baron Corbin, the lone wolf with hair, would be a dope rivalry with NXT Baron Corbin, that Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns. That would be cool. But I don't know how I feel about this rivalry now. Before, that was like a mini dream match to me because I would love to see these two go against each other around that time. But I don't know how I feel about this now. But if you want to give Roman Reigns a little small rivalry, a small little big win at WrestleMania, I think Baron Corbin might be the right person to go with. Yeah, because I don't see them fitting them in any title matches or whatever. So that leads me next to the Elias segment. The Elias segment. And before he could get going, he gets interrupted by Lacey Evans, the lady, and she walks in and she walks out. She needs to continuously walk out of the door of WWE if you're not going to do nothing. I just hope when this woman is finally in the ring that she actually does something besides walk in and out of the ring, because she just walks in, walks out. And I remember the last time that I saw her in the Royal Rumble, she was green. Like I said on the podcast last week, she is green. She is green. I won't get that visual of her trying to do a kip up in the Royal Rumble and she falling straight on her butt. That visual will live with me forever. That's your first impression of Lacey Evans on the main roster. So after Lacey Evans walks in and out, Dean Ambrose comes out, interrupts Elias, and basically Dean Ambrose says he wants a match with Drew McIntyre at the end of the night, and that's another disqualification match. And the minute I saw this segment with Elias, I figured like, okay, Dean Ambrose, he's gonna drop Elias, he's gonna do something, then Elias is gonna interfere later in the match. I didn't think what happened at the end of that match was gonna happen. I'll get to that later. But I knew that Elias was gonna interrupt the no disqualification match with Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre. That was predictable booking, WWE. So we go on to Ruby Riott and the Riott Squad versus Ronda Rousey and Nai. So we have them going against each other. It was a pretty okay match, nothing really too crazy. It ends in a DQ. Becky Lynch, she comes hobbling on her crutches. She hits, she hits Natty with the crutches, and Ronda pulls up, and they start brawling. But the thing with this brawlers, there was no selling left and right. Like, they was hitting each other with the crutch and everything, and it looked like a legit fight. Like, they was going for blows. Becky was hitting Ronda. Ronda was hitting Becky, and it looked nasty out there. So when it was all said and done, they broke up the fight. You know, police came out there. They broke up the fight. They arrested Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, there's your other Stone Cold moment for Becky Lynch fans, because they love to compare Becky Lynch to Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what they're trying to recreate with Becky Lynch right here. And she gets arrested out of the arena because I do believe that's what Vince McMahon or Triple H said. One of them said that if Becky Lynch comes out there again and attacks somebody, that she's going to get arrested, and that's exactly what happened. So she goes to the big house, okay? And her mugshots, which is online, are funny as hell. Those got to be one of the most hottest mugshots I've seen from anybody, for real. She looked good in those mugshots. So after that, Ronda Rousey comes back in the ring. She calls out Vince, but she gets Stephanie. So Ronda Rousey wants Becky Lynch reinstated and inserted back into the WrestleMania match as a triple threat match. So Stephanie was like, nope. Ronda Rousey starts begging. Okay. Now, here's the thing with Ronda Rousey. Okay. Ronda Rousey's one-liners are good. Like when she was going at it with Nikki Bella, that was good. That was epic. But where Ronda Rousey always messes up is when she goes long on promos. When they give her these long monologues, Ronda Rousey is not that person to go 15 minutes with a promo. She's like a quick 2-minute, get in, say her punchlines, and she's out. The longer she goes in her promos, the cringier it gets. And it's painful to watch because you just look at Ronda Rousey. She's just this tough girl, this figure, like this tough person. In UFC, she was snapping people's arms in seconds. She was this and that. And you just look at her now, she's begging Stephanie McMahon. She's looking like a fool out there, and it's just like, Ronda, she's supposed to be this badass. She's supposed to be a badass. And it's just like, where's the badass? Where's she at? I'm waiting for that. And like, I don't understand. Like, she was just saying like the title, it doesn't mean nothing. It's more like an accessory, something like that. And basically saying like it doesn't mean nothing because it's just like you don't give people that deserve the opportunity. And it's just handpicked. So it's just given to people like Charlotte, and not to people that earned it. So when it was all said and done, Ronda Rousey walks out the ring. She drops the title. Now, I don't know. Where does this go from here? Is the title vacated? Is it, at this moment, is it vacated? Or if they're going to give it back, how is Ronda Rousey going to get the belt back? Because that is the match for WrestleMania. That is going to be the main event of WrestleMania, which is Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. But how does Ronda Rousey get the strap back? How does she do that? Now, is she going to, maybe the belt will be vacated. Maybe nobody will be the champion. That's what I'm looking at it as. Maybe nobody's going to be the champion. Maybe Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, and Becky are going to fight for the title, but nobody's going to be the champion. There's going to be a guaranteed new women's champion by the end of WrestleMania for Raw. So we'll see what they do with that. But I might think that this might be for the vacated championship. So it'll look like Ronda Rousey didn't lose the championship. Yeah. I don't see Ronda Rousey taking the fall. I think this third person I think Charlotte was inserted into the match to take the fall because Becky Lynch is walking out of WrestleMania as champion. You better believe that. So up next, we have a moment of bliss with Finn Balor. Now, they go back and forth. Alexa Bliss, who's looking hot as usual. And she is flirting with Finn Balor, talking about how the title is protecting those gorgeous abs that he has. No, that's crazy. I wonder what that dude be eating. He be eating steam because that dude he doesn't have no form of fat on him. That's crazy. And so I think Alexa Bliss was like, if you show me your abs, then I'm gonna show you something. As soon as that happens, Lio Rush, he crashes the party and cock blocks. He cock blocks. So we never do find out what Alexa Bliss was gonna show Finn Balor, but Lio Rush comes out. He basically pleads with Finn Balor, be like, yo, I gotta get that belt back for my main man Lashley. Lashley needs another opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And Finn Balor was like, yo, why are you coming out here pleading for Bobby Lashley? Why are you doing that? You're talented. You should be trying to fight for this IC title yourself. You took me to the limit. You know what, Leo? I'm gonna grant you an opportunity for the IC championship right now in the ring. So he goats Lio Rush into having an IC title match. And then here's what's funny to me. I thought Alexa Bliss doesn't have power to make matches no more. Because they came out, this match wasn't set in stone. And then next thing you know, as soon as Finn Balor says that, and Lio Rush agrees to the match, Alexa Bliss was like, well, that match starts right now. So who made her in charge? I thought the only people that was in charge was the McMahons. The McMahons, I thought they was the only people that was in charge. Like, what happened? Like, I missed me with something. I don't know. But anyway, that was weird because Alexa Bliss making matches was, I don't know. That was like kind of weird. So we end up having a match between Finn Balor and Lio Rush. Solid match for the IC title. It was many moments. It was a couple moments in there where I thought Lio was, maybe they might pull out the upset. But, I started thinking to myself, you know what? They ain't going to make Finn Balor lose this quick, especially to Lio Rush. But what I'm thinking what they're going to do is here, they're showing a lot of Lio Rush in the ring. And he's going to get over as a fan favorite once him and Lashley departs from each other. I do see that happening. Now, they're starting to, I think, build sympathy for Lio Rush. They're trying to do that. And they also trying to show that he's a good competitor. Now, I do see, once they break up, both him and Lashley, that them two will have a little mini feud, and Bobby Lashley's going to destroy Lio Rush. But Lio Rush, I do see him being a babyface once this whole thing with Lashley is over with. Okay? So Finn Balor, like I said, retains the championship in a hard-fought victory, wins with the coup de grace, and he retains the IC championship. Now, hopefully we get my match that I keep saying I want to see Ricochet and Finn Balor one-on-one for the IC title at WrestleMania. That match right there will steal the show. Can we get the Demon Finn Balor? Can we get that person versus Ricochet? That would be an awesome match. The match is literally sitting right there on a platter, son. You can easily... You don't have to turn nobody. You can easily do the simple one-upsmanship storyline between the two, and them two having that match at WrestleMania. Now, the question is, who wins the match? Who becomes the IC champion? I don't know. I don't care. The real winners of that match are the fans that's watching it, to be honest, because I know they will have a 5-star match out there. So hopefully, I get my IC title match at WrestleMania, both Finn Balor and Ricochet. We go on to the next segment, which was weird as hell because we have Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. What are they doing with Braun Strowman? What are they doing with Braun Strowman? This man could have been a megastar by now if they booked him right. Every time he went against Brock Lesnar, he looked like a clown. But if he's going against somebody, he's destroying people. He's dominating people. He's doing this. He's doing that. Every time he go against Brock Lesnar, he gets destroyed. He looks like a clown out there. He looks like a clown. So this week, we have Bobby Lashley and Strowman. The match never starts. And I totally forget that the match never starts. Because there was a pre-match assault by Bobby Lashley. And then next thing you know, Braun Strowman, he ends up destroying everybody. But then outside the ring, and then you hear Braun Strowman's music. And by that point, the thing went on so long that it was just like, oh crap, wait a minute. There was a match going on. There wasn't a match going on. This was just a brawl. Then Braun Strowman just walks out. So the match never starts, which was weird as hell. They need to, I hope when this shakeup happens, and then when we get closer to the shakeup, I will do my own shakeup. Who should go to what brand and what? I'm going to do that. I can't wait for that particular episode to come out. But I'm going to say who should go where. Braun Strowman and people like Finn Balor or Seth Rollins. If Seth Rollins does not win the title, he should go to SmackDown, but he needs to win that strap. But I want Seth Rollins on SmackDown so bad. Or put Roman Reigns on SmackDown. I would love Roman Reigns to be on SmackDown. That's a change of scenery. Break up the Shield people. Once they have this Shield reunion at WrestleMania, they should break the Shield apart. Put them on different shows. And I feel like Roman Reigns should go to SmackDown Live, in my opinion. I feel like that's where the big dog should go. But, yeah. So we go to the next thing. Speaking of the Shield, we have Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre in a no disqualifications match. Now, Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose, no disqualification match, and it ends with Elias interfering and he helps out Drew win. Now, Lashley comes out and Baron Corbin comes out. So this explains why I feel like they could have did this whole thing without Elias. Dean Ambrose could have simply just came out backstage and was like, yo, I'll just want a one-on-one rematch with Drew McIntyre later in the night. A rematch. He didn't have to interrupt Elias. He didn't have to do all that. They could have protected Elias. Elias could have beat up Smokey Joe, the wrestler from down the street that night, to get some momentum. Elias should not have been in the segment. He should have not been in the segment at all, because things like this makes me pissed off, because people like Elias, people like the Revival, they need these wins. They need momentum. They need a lot. They need victories. They need cool segments to get over. Elias should not have been in the segment. They could have easily did this without Elias. But anyway, they come out. They beating up Dean. Next thing you know, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins comes out. And the Shield is somewhat back together. Roman Reigns hits multiple Superman punches, and that boy was looking good. Seth Rollins was kicking all types of people, it was kicking people all over the ring. I can't even get it out right now. He was going crazy. It was looking great. Both the boys was back together. The band is back together. Roman Reigns, you can tell he was just so happy to be back in that ring. The ooh-rah, that was the loudest ooh-rah I've ever heard, man. The fans was totally behind it, and you can tell, like, Roman Reigns, he was soaking in every second of that moment of him being back in the ring. And then he hits the spear on Bobby Lashley. No, it was Drew McIntyre, because Bobby Lashley got taken out with a Superman punch. And Seth and Roman walk up the ramp. They look back at Dean, and you can tell that the Shield reunion is coming back. The Shield reunion is here. It is here. Now, the rumors going around is that they're going to fast track this to Fastlane. The Shield versus Drew, Bobby Lashley, and Baron Corbin. Now, I said this on my podcast last week for episode 1. When they put Braun Strowman through that table at Elimination Chamber, they used the triple power bomb. Out of all the moves that y'all could have did to put this man through a table, y'all used the triple power bomb. And Michael Cole like sort of spoiled it when he said like, oh, we used to seeing this move, but not by these three, but like not in this way, something like that. But Michael Cole sort of spoiled it. I knew that something was fishy, something was up. And then next thing you know, we hear that Roman Reigns was coming back that next week. I knew that I had a feeling that the Shield was going to reform and come back together. I just had a feeling. But it was, so we had that. It was great. Like I said, it was just great to see Roman Reigns back in the ring, man, just doing his thing. Like, It's great to see this man back. I'm totally behind Roman Reigns. I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I'm a Roman Reigns supporter. This man did a lot. He has fought inside and outside of the ring. He has scratched and clawed. He has earned it. I'm saying it right now. Roman Reigns has earned it. He's earned it. Now, just because I said that he's earned it, that doesn't mean that we shove him down our throats. No, we can do this in the right way. He can start getting over organically. Start doing these mini rivalries, okay? Start doing these mini rivalries. Build them back up organically. Don't throw him back in the main title picture, not just yet. I know WWE is probably going to fast track it. Maybe it's SummerSlam or maybe Survivor Series or maybe Royal Rumble next year. But don't do it yet. Let Roman Reigns come back and reintroduce himself to the crowd. Let him get over organically. So, like I said with that. So, Bayley and Nia Jax. Bayley ends up beating Nia Jax. Pretty solid match. And it was, it was nothing too much crazy with that. I mean, these two teams are going to be fighting each other. Both the Samoan Slaughterhouse and the Boston Hug Connection. They will be fighting each other at Fastlane for the tag team titles. I do expect Sasha and Bayley to win at Fastlane. Yeah, so we move on to Ric Flair's birthday. And this is where the big moments of the night happen. This is where everything happened. We have this big, huge celebration. They present a title. They have this huge tribute video. They have multiple legends. They have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They have Kurt Angle. They have HBK Shawn Michaels. And they have Sting. Out of all the legends, this was the highlight of everything. Because Sting came out. He has a little mini interaction with EC3. And EC3 in the back saying, haha, I beat him. So it's like, EC3, he's the joke, so he got to do all that stuff. And then we have Bobby Roode, and they had to stare off with each other, going back to their good old TNA days, man. Back when TNA was great, when you had great wrestlers like Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley and Kurt Angle and EC3 and all these people. And now they all under the WWE umbrella. It's crazy how times have changed, but the highlight of this, when Sting came out, he walked right past Seth Rollins and did not say nothing. Like, he literally completely turns the opposite way and ignores Seth Rollins. Ignores him. And this joint was hilarious, man. It was just so funny because it's just like, Seth Rollins was the reason why Sting went into early retirement after that bucket bomb that he did this thing. But that was funny to me. So they doing all this. They show the video, all this stuff. It's looking like they're just going to call Ric Flair out. They're going to have a celebration. And next thing you know, Ric Flair's music is playing and we don't see Ric Flair. All right. So we're figuring out, okay, where's Ric Flair? So it's got to be something that they got going on. We cut backstage, and how they did this was so beautifully. They did this so beautifully. Out of nowhere, we see Batista dragging a cameraman, I do by his neck, and was like, give me a camera. Put the camera right here. Put the camera right here. And don't move. He goes in, he attacks Ric Flair, he brings him out, drags him, and he looks in the camera while Ric Flair's laying on the ground. Hey, Hunter, do I have your attention now? And then he pauses, takes off his glasses, and it was like, huh? And then he just cut back to the ring, and Triple H just runs to the back, goes, checks on Ric Flair. That's how Raw goes off the air. Beautiful work from WWE on this. Beautiful work from WWE. This was beautiful. This was magnificent work. We haven't had great storytelling like this in so long. Maybe because Bruce Pritchard is in the creator's chair now. Maybe because we have somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody who was there back in the day helping out in the Attitude Era in those early days, helping out again. Maybe it's because Bruce Pritchard is here is the reason why we have a great moment like this. The Animal is back. Roman Reigns is back. It's just like this Monday Night Raw, it just had so many great moments with Roman Reigns and Ric Flair and Batista and all this stuff. It was so great, man. Besides the Elias thing and the Revival thing, I thought it was a pretty solid show from top to bottom. Yes, in this day and age, a perfect Monday Night Raw is like almost impossible. It's not the Attitude Era. It's not the Ruthless Aggression days. So I was pleased with this show. So we go to SmackDown Live. We go to SmackDown Live and we open up with the contract signing with Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston momentum is so freaking crazy. I love the organic momentum that they're doing with Kofi Kingston, right? But what they did right here, I think that WWE did a great job with this. Now, this was to build more sympathy for Kofi Kingston. This was to get more people behind Kofi Kingston and make them feel sorry for Kofi Kingston and want to see Kofi Kingston in that spot at WrestleMania. So what they did was, right before Kofi Kingston was going to sign that contract, Vince McMahon comes out and was like, well, Kofi Kingston, you really don't deserve that. You really don't deserve this opportunity. And there's somebody that's more fitting to take that spot. Kevin Owens, which was a little weird in a way to reintroduce Kevin Owens this way, because it was just like, one, okay, is he a heel? Is he going to come back as a face? We don't know. But the thing with this is that Vince giving Kevin Owens the opportunity after Kevin Owens put this man in the hospital, I think cracked his ribs after that frog splash and had, beat up Vince McMahon and all that stuff, headbutted him and all that stuff. It was weird to see Vince McMahon give Kevin Owens that spot again. But you can't have everything. You can't have everything done. But so Kevin Owens ends up walking past Kofi Kingston, signing the contract, and Kofi Kingston's just sad. Him and the New Day. The funniest thing to me was seeing Xavier Woods and Big E Langston. Oh, Big E Langston! Wow, Big E Langston. I just said Big E Langston. When was the last? When was the last time you heard Big E Langston? Oh, yo, that's crazy. But anyway, so Big E and Xavier Woods was breaking. They was going off. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Kofi Kingston, Kofi, yo, we got this. We got you. We gonna get to the bottom of this. And so we have our Fastlane match for the WWE title. It's now Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. And my thing with this is, where do we go from here? How do we book Kevin Owens? How do we book Kevin Owens? Because it's looking like they are trying to do Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan in the long run at WrestleMania. I hope to God that WWE is not planning another triple threat match at WrestleMania. We don't need any more triple threats. We didn't need the triple threat between Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. That should have been a one-on-one. Okay, but we got it now. Even though it should have been a one-on-one, but we got it now. We don't need a triple threat match for the WWE title. Okay. So the thing is, how do we get Kevin Owens out of this title match without him losing cleanly, without him losing momentum? I have a weird way of doing this. Because Kevin Owens is looking like Kevin Owens is going to be a face. What if Sami Zayn comes out and screws Kevin Owens out of the championship, and then we have KO and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania? They can do it. We can have Sami Zayn turn his back on Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens, he has turned his back on Sami Zayn in the past, and he has destroyed Sami Zayn in the past. They can repackage the whole NXT up until now, them being friends, and then Sami Zayn was just waiting for the perfect moment to stab Kevin Owens in the back, screw him out of an opportunity. You can have Sami Zayn come back, because Sami Zayn is ready to go. I would have Sami Zayn come back and screw Kevin Owens out of the title, and then you have the match between them two at WrestleMania, and you know that these two can deliver a big-time match. You know that they're going to be able to deliver at WrestleMania. That is my prediction. I just thought of that on the fly. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And that's the perfect way to have Kofi Kingston come out on that next SmackDown Live and be like, yo, I was supposed to have that opportunity. I earned that opportunity. I pinned you in the middle of the ring. I want a shot with you at WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan. And then Shane McMahon finally grants the opportunity to Kofi Kingston. And we have Kofi Mania at WrestleMania. And finally, we have the first African-American person to win a WWE championship. The first ever African-American person to win a championship. a black man, the WWE Championship, Kofi Kingston. It's looking like it's more and more. We're seeing that. But I would love to see KO and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, have Sami Zayn screw Kevin Owens out of the championship. And it could be like Sami Zayn was just waiting for the opportunity to stab Kevin Owens in the back, because Kevin Owens has stabbed him in the back when he was at the top of the mountain. And Sami Zayn was just waiting for the opportunity to stab him in the back. Book it, Vince! Book that, Vince! Book it! I just came with that on the fly. Book it. So we have the Bar versus the Hardys. The Hardy Boys is back. And like I said at the beginning of this podcast, Matt Hardy is back. And it looks like the broken character / woken character is retired. I don't want to say deleted, because there's a chance of us seeing that character back. But we have the Hardys versus the Bar. It was great to see Matt Hardy, which he was looking good. He was looking great in there. He was looking leaner. I seen a picture of Matt Hardy. He's looking like he got a ab or two. Matt Hardy. And you remember, like, over the years, Matt Hardy had some weight gain over the years, but Matt Hardy's looking like he's in great shape. I haven't seen Matt Hardy in this good of a shape since maybe 2003, 2004. Yeah, Matt Hardy looks good. So the Hardys beat the Bar. And my thinking is this, right? What if they're building towards the Hardys versus Thumb Thug, Uso, Man Up Thug, Uso, Jimmy Thug, Uche Thug, Utan since day one inch. That is me, baby. What if they building towards the Hardys versus Thumb Thug, Uso, Jimmy Thug, Uche Thug, Uts at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Oh my God. Just thinking about that, this is my dream match. Even when the Hardys was in Impact Wrestling, all I wanted was to see the Hardys go against the Usos, my two favorite tag teams of all time, clashing for a championship at WrestleMania. I can finally get this match, and it's looking like it could possibly happen. All you have to do is just get the Hardys to gain more momentum, have them beat a few teams, just continuously grab this momentum. And then you have them Thug, Uso, Jimmy Thug, Uche Thug, Us. Then you have the Hardys. Then we have a WrestleMania match, a solid WrestleMania match that people want to see. The best of the past versus the current best tag team. My two favorite tag teams of all time is finally, it can happen. It can happen. Because who is the Thug, Uso, Jimmy Thug, Uche Thug, Us? Who are they going to face? Who are they going to face? Who are they going to face? Sanity? No. The Bar? No. The New Day? No. I thought they was going to give it to DIY, but after seeing the Hardys, it's looking like we're going to have brothers versus brothers for the tag team titles, and I want to see that match because that's a dream match that I want to see. That's my two favorites. Book it, Vince. Book that match, Vince. Book it. Book that. So, we also hear that Mandy Rose is going to be challenging Asuka at Fastlane. Now, I do expect to see Asuka retain the championship. I don't think Mandy Rose is going to win the title. That would be the worst thing you can do around WrestleMania time. I know that Vince McMahon's going to want to push Mandy Rose. Yes, she's hot. Yes, she's blonde. Yes, Vince is going to push her. But to take the strap off of Asuka right now at Fastlane would be ridiculous. And to put it on Mandy Rose, But the question is, I don't know who Asuka's going to face. It's really looking like they're going to have her fight the Southern Lady. What's her name? Lacey Evans for the championship. I don't know. That doesn't scream WrestleMania for me. That does not scream WrestleMania for me. That doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. So, the main event. We had the main event, which was KO and Kofi Kingston versus Eric Rowan and the new Daniel Bryan. And before I get to anything, can y'all please stop calling this man the new Daniel Bryan? He's not new. The new persona is not new no more. It's old. It's not new. Something new is when something is new is when something is fresh. It's not fresh anymore. Okay? Yeah, it's a great gimmick. I mean, it's not stale, but it's not new anymore. Stop calling this man the new Daniel Bryan. That is so annoying. Maybe it's just a part of the heel thing. Maybe it's just to be said to irritate the fans, but I don't like the whole thing, the new Daniel Bryan thing. I just don't, no. I just don't like the name. I'm just not a fan of the name. But anyway, you had the tag team match between the two teams, and it was a solid match. Kevin Owens wins. He pins Daniel Bryan after hitting him with the Stone Cold Stunner. Kevin Owens is now using the Stone Cold Stunner as his finishing move. And you know, Kevin Owens has been waiting to use that move as his finisher. You know, we seen it in a few matches in the past, and him popping out that Stone Cold Stunner. But finally, they're using it as his finisher, and I'm actually for it. I'm putting that as his finisher in the video game. I'm gonna be stunnering everybody now with Kevin Owens, man. Oh man, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for KO, man. Now I think that the only way to go with KO, like I said at Fastlane, to get that Kofi Kingston match with Daniel Bryan, is to have Sami Zayn screw Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn's thing will be like, I was just waiting for the opportunity to screw you over, like you screwed me over in the past. That needs to happen. That needs to happen. Yeah, and Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania. Please let Kofi Mania run wild. Let it run wild, baby. Because we need something new. We need some if Kofi Kingston wins, I mean, he's already a Hall of Famer. He's already a Hall of Famer. But if Kofi Kingston wins that championship at WrestleMania, that's his career solidified, man. Like, because nobody really expected Kofi Kingston to become WWE champion. They can right the wrong what they did with Booker T at WrestleMania when he went against Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. They can right the wrong. Because they painted as, you know, Booker T was it was a racist storyline because they were saying, like, people like you, Triple H was saying people like you shouldn't be champion. That was racist. That was some racist stuff. They can right the wrong. They can do what's right. Now, I don't want to say include racism in this, but they can do something right. They can have Kofi Kingston become the first ever African-American WWE champion at WrestleMania. It can happen. And what stage to do it? What better stage than the grandest stage of them all, the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania. Shout out to my guy right there, man. Hit me with the mean sweet chin music the other day. Hit me with that mean sweet chin music, my boy Jose. Shout out to him. Be sure to tune into his radio show, Real Talk Radio. That's my guy Jose. He's also on WFT Radio. That dude is one of the most realest individuals I ever came across in my life. So be sure to tune into his radio show, man. My guy is legit. He's legit. But anyway, back to the Kofi Kingston thing. Yeah, they can right the wrong with this. Kofi Kingston should become WWE champion at WrestleMania. That's all I got to say about that. And that was SmackDown Live. That was SmackDown Live. I might miss a couple things, but I want to address the new inductee into the Hall of Fame this year, which is the Honky Tonk Man. He's the Honky Tonk Man. He's the Honky Tonk Man. I'm cool. I'm cocky. Yeah, man. You know, I got word back in the day that Elvis actually was impersonating the Honky Tonk Man. No, that was a joke, but you know, congratulations to the Honky Tonk Man for real. I thought he was actually in the Hall of Fame already, but you know, better late than never with this with the Honky Tonk Man. It's great, yeah, it's great. Now the question is, who's gonna induct him? Who's gonna induct him? I'm thinking his brother, Jerry Lawler. No, not his. Ooh, that's not his brother. That's his cousin. His cousin Jerry Lawler is gonna induct him. That'll be a great inductor. Or maybe Jimmy Hart. You could bring him back. The big mouth of the South. The mouth of the South. You could bring him back. I see those two people inducting the Honky Tonk Man. The Honky Tonk Man, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. I do believe it was 64 weeks until he was beaten by the Ultimate Warrior. So congratulations to the Honky Tonk Man. This week, I will not be upset with who's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, I wasn't upset last week with DX. I was upset with how China was getting inducted, but that was the reason why I was upset with that. But as far as the Honky Tonk Man, I'm very excited about the Honky Tonk Man becoming the next inductee into the Hall of Fame. Now the question is, who is the next person? Please put Vader in. Please put Vader in. I want Vader in this year. No more waiting. There's no more excuses. Put Vader in this year. Put Vader in the Hall of Fame this year. Put him in. It's bad enough that this man won't be giving a speech, but don't make us wait any longer. Put Big Van Vader into the Hall of Fame. That's all I got to say about that. The Hall of Fame is looking okay so far. So let's just see who will be the next people who are getting inducted in. And I want to just say that this was a pretty solid week for the WWE. This was a pretty solid week for WWE. Now, hopefully they continue this momentum going into Fastlane and especially WrestleMania week. And after WrestleMania, post-WrestleMania, because after WrestleMania, that's when WWE has to work twice as harder because AEW is right there. The landscape has to change after WrestleMania. It has to. Because AEW is right there. They have the big Double or Nothing pay-per-view, and they're stacking their card. They're stacking their weekend. Who's going to be attending certain events, and the show's already sold out. So WWE better bring it. They better bring their A game post WrestleMania, and that's all I got to say about that. This episode, I didn't really get too amplified. I didn't get too crazy. I was pretty much pleased. I guess that's a good sign, saying that I was pretty much pleased with the product that was presented to me this week with WWE. I was pretty satisfied. But yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. That ends episode 2. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to come back next week. And yeah, and until the next Not Your Average Wrestling Podcast episode, the Wildcat J. Troy is signing out.